Tyreek Hill is the kind of player who lives for those moments when it counts, no matter how tough it gets. Right now, he's on a razor-thin edge between hurt and injured, a line he's willing to cross if it means making an impact when the Dolphins need him most. Forget taking it easy or slowing down, Hill is in this for the long haul. As he put it himself on Thursday, he's choosing to push through the pain, even with a wrist that probably needs surgery, because he's just not ready to sit back and watch from the sidelines. This isn't just a game to him. It's his calling, his passion, his everything. Hill was at practice on Thursday, though he wasn't fully participating. But even in a limited role, the presence he brings is electric, a clear signal to his teammates and fans that he's all in. With the Dolphins sitting at 3-6 and gearing up for a crucial matchup against the Raiders, 2-7, every game matters. Hill knows that. It's why he's putting his body on the line, telling the press he's going to be out there on Sunday, doing everything he can, even if his wrist isn't quite up to the task. This injury isn't new either. Last week, Hill's name appeared on the injury report for the first time, marked as questionable ahead of their Monday night game against the Rams. But come game time, there he was, suited up, pushing through it. And it wasn't just about showing up. Hill made a real impact, pulling in a touchdown pass and finishing with 3 catches, albeit for a modest 16 yards. It wasn't his flashiest performance, but that touchdown in the Dolphins' 23-15 victory was a testament to his resilience. The guy's a competitor, plain and simple, and sometimes the stat line doesn't tell the whole story. When Hill talked about his decision to play, he mentioned that doctors had floated the idea of surgery. But he shut that down. In his mind, he's got one job, to be there for his team, whatever it takes. At the end of the day, it's my call, he said. He made it crystal clear that he's locked in no matter what, adding, even if I've got to cut my wrist off, I'm still out there. It's hard not to feel the passion when he says something like that. He's not just out there for the fame or the accolades, he genuinely loves this game. Every time he steps onto that field, he's leaving it all out there. Head coach Mike McDaniel gets it. After the Rams game, McDaniel spoke about Hill's grit and what he brings to the team, and he didn't mince words. He's a warrior, McDaniel said. It's not just about raw talent, though Hill certainly has that in spades. It's his mindset, the way he carries himself, the way he's willing to go above and beyond, even when his body's telling him to slow down. Teammates see it, fans see it. There's a level of respect Hill commands just by being the player who won't back down, no matter how stacked the odds are against him. The game against the Rams also saw Hill reach the end zone for the first time since Week 1. That's the same game where he put up his only 100-yard performance this season, torching Jacksonville for 130 yards. Since then, it's been a grind. The injury started back in that very game, Hill explained, and then got aggravated recently while he was run blocking. It's not the kind of thing that heals up overnight. And yet, Hill's response to the whole situation was exactly what you'd expect from a player of his caliber. It's football. No excuses. He's not here to complain or ask for sympathy. He's just here to do what he can, as long as he's got the strength to keep going. It's clear Hill's injury has been a challenge, limiting his stats and his explosive plays. But numbers don't capture the whole picture. What stands out here is the mentality. When a player like Hill says he'd practically give an arm to stay in the game, that tells you everything you need to know about his dedication. He's not just playing for himself, he's out there for his teammates, for the fans, and for the city of Miami. It's a bond that runs deep, and he's willing to put his body on the line to uphold it. The Dolphins may be battling for a winning record, but with guys like Hill on the field, they're fighting for much more than that. As the season progresses, Hill's decision to push through this injury might be a defining factor. The Dolphins have had their ups and downs, and each game from here on out carries weight. They're trying to turn things around, to pull themselves out of a tough spot, and a player like Hill can be the spark that ignites that kind of comeback. His attitude, his willingness to play through pain, it's contagious. It lifts the energy of the team, reminds them why they're out there, reminds them of what's possible if they give it everything they've got. In the weeks ahead, all eyes will be on Hill. Will he continue to play through the pain, defying the odds, showing up when it counts most? The Dolphins are up against the Raiders next, and that game will be another chance for Hill to prove just how far he's willing to go. Fans know Hill's impact goes beyond stats or fantasy points. It's in the heart he brings, the intensity, the unwavering drive to compete. In a season with so many twists and turns, Hill's story is one that resonates, one that feels almost legendary. No one can say for certain what lies ahead for Hill and the Dolphins. But with a guy like him pushing through the pain, refusing to back down, one thing's for sure, every time he steps onto that field, it's going to be a show worth watching.